Good morning, West Creek Stampers and guests. This is Kay Favre. I am coming on to do a Facebook Live and show the ones who got the March class kit from this past week how to put your cards together. First I'm going to show you a couple cards that I have received in the mail this week. This is one of them. Here is another, and I didn't realize when I first opened this because I hadn't opened my paper pumpkin from last month, but this is some of the pieces from the paper pumpkin kit. Okay, so first card that we're going to do today is using the strawberry bundle. Sweet strawberry stamp set and the punch. I know that a lot of you know that the punch has been unorderable or on back order here for several weeks. That is soon to change, and it does carry over, so Stampin' Up! Has assured us that no worries, we will get that punch. It kind of went into perspective the other day when I went to Walmart and trying to find some things on the shelves, and there were numerous things that the shelf was empty. For as big as our Stampin' Up! Catalog is, and everything that is in both of them, the seasonal one and the annual, are the number of items that we can't get or that go on back order or are on hold for a short time is very small, that number, in compared to the total number of items that are in the catalog. So this is one of the cards that we did at card class this week. This is a special fold. So you're going to cut your paper 4 1/4 by, let me see here, 7 1/4, and then you will score it at 5 1/2. And yours is already scored in your kit, so you're going to fold that. The inside of our card has the greeting from the stamp set, "Happy birthday, you sweet thing." I put that on the Stamparatus just because it's easier to make sure I have a straight stamp. And if my ink needed refilled, which I did, but even then it can be a little spotty. So using the Stamparatus helps take care of any spottiness. Now that is not quite as dark as I'd like, so I'm going to ink that again and stamp it again. And there we go. That's how simple the inside of that card is. Okay, so we have that done. We have a piece of DSP here across the top, and unfortunately I didn't cut myself a new one. I used up all my kits, so that piece of DSP is 4 by 1 1/2. So I'm not going to be able to complete this one until I cut that, but you have a piece in your packet that goes right on the top of that flap. So you're going to put that right here. All right, so our next section is this. So we're going to stamp on this white section. This is 2 1/4. The red is 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. This is Cherry Cobbler. I'm going to pull that camera up a little bit because I think that we're losing sight there a couple times. And then this white is 2 by 3. That is stamped with Memento. And I turned that on a twist to get that on there with the blossoms up. I colored the leaves with green, and I colored the center of that little flower with yellow. I believe, if I'm correct, the blossom for the strawberry is a white. Okay, so you're going to glue that down on your cherry cobbler section. Okay, so we're going to make some strawberries for on the front of our card. And I recommend to use a Stampin' Pierce mat if you have one. If you don't, you can use any thick catalog. You can use the Stampin' Up catalog under. And the reason why is for the center of this is a two-step stamp. I'm stamping the outline in Memento. And I'm going to stamp the berry part in Cherry Cobbler. And I'm looking around for the Cherry Cobbler. It's right beside me. Okay, so here we go. I do it this way. I stamp the outline first and then the inside. Some of the stampers I know like to do it the opposite. They like to stamp the inside first and then the outline. Now this inside of the strawberry is not a uniform solid. It is made to look more like a real strawberry. And I think they did an excellent job with that. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is punch out that strawberry and see where I couldn't get that down to where I wanted it. I'm going to cut the bottom of this off, this paper. And I'm going to move this in here. Now see, I'm okay with my other strawberry, but if I was any closer, I could punch into it with that part. So there is one of my strawberries. And I'm going to cut this section off and move this in. And sometimes with these smaller pieces, you can have a little trouble getting it lined up. But there we go. There is the rest of our strawberry. Now you always want to bounce out the pieces that are inside because they can jam up your punch. The other thing that I want to show you is you can punch all of those things at one time after they are stamped, because there are stamps in here for that leaf, the flower, and this is the top of the strawberry. When you first get your punch, you're going to punch it out of plain paper and make a template. And then when you are ready, I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper. When you are ready to stamp those strawberry leaf, cap, and flower, you're going to use that template as a stencil and take your stamp right down. I'll show you with this one, with this outline. You're going to take that right in that stencil hole. And if you stamp all of those things right in the hole, you are going to have everything lined up perfectly that you can punch all those pieces at one time. So I just wanted to show you that. We are going to make our strawberry cap right now. And I'm using Garden Green on Garden Green ink on Garden Green cardstock. If you have trouble with any of your stamps stamping the image that you think you should have. If you have a white spot, if you have a solid stamp and you have a white spot, always try using some kind of a matte under. The other thing that you can try, and I'm not so sure that that isn't going to go into the other one. The other thing that you can try is a more solid. The top of this table, yes, it's solid, but it's has a little porous pattern on it. So if I use a piece of tile, which we have used those in class, it's been a while. Those are some of the things that you can use as a troubleshooting if you have any problems with your stamping. The other thing is those photopolymer stamps. Sometimes we'll get a film on them or a coating, I guess it is, and I take a bottle of hand sanitizer, the kind that isn't scented, and just wipe over that, or you can wash them with soap and water. So sometimes they just do need washed. So always bounce out your pieces that are inside your punch. We did have it lock up in class here, and somebody was very upset. They thought they broke it, but it wasn't broken. I just had to get it to release and get those little pieces of paper out of the punch. So I put a little glue on the back of my cap, and there we go. This paper, this DSP, by the way, that I used from one of the In Color packages, they are 6x6. So here we are. I'm not going to take the time to color and all of that. So then when your strawberries are ready, you're going to place them on there and use dimensionals to pop them up if you like. You don't have to, and you just put them at any angle you want to. So that is kind of a very quick and easy card, but the long run is it's going to look very nice to the person who receives your card. The second card that we're doing today is the Dragonfly, and I see one piece here that I am missing, and so I'm going to go cut one real quick. My white piece for the center. It is that white background piece that we're stamping on is 3 3/4 by 5. I used Daffodil Delight for the base. Hi, Sandy from Maryland. Hi, Diane. So this is 5.5 by 8.5 card base. I did not put white on the inside of this one to stamp on because it is such a light color. It shows up. I have a layer of basic black, and that is 5 1/4 by 4. I'm just going to fold that. Again, you can see the finished card, so I'm not going to go through all the steps here of having you watch me put it together. So this is your layer. So when you have your window on here, I call this a shadow box card. In the description of the YouTube video that I watched, they called this a floating card because this dragonfly is actually floating. And you'll see what I mean when we get to that point. Okay, so I used a Stamparatus. This is an old one that I made handmade before Stampin' Up came out with their Stamparatus. So I'm just going to put my, I got some black ink on there from my fingers. And that happens. Chances are we could have covered that up, but I need to get my strawberry or my cherry cobbler out of the way. All right, so I use "thank you for your kindness." You can use whatever sentiment you want here. A lot of things will fit here. So there we go. And the next thing I'm going to do is stamp these flowers. And this is from the Dragonfly Garden stamp set is what we're using right now. And it does come with a punch if you get a bundle, which you don't have to. You can just get the stamp set if you like. The paper, the Dandy Garden card DSP printed paper that goes with that has a sheet of dragonflies that fit perfectly. It has more than one sheet in the pack, but it has dragonflies that fit perfectly with the punch. So you can either stamp one of these dragonflies in basic black, hi Mary, and punch it and color it to make your dragonfly, or you can punch it from the paper that comes with it. And I have everything here. I always have such a hard time finding things on the table when I'm doing a video because I want to keep moving. Okay, so you will color in that flower to suit yourself. I'm going to show you how I made the shadow box part. So I took, this is the oh shoot, what is the name of this tape? Tear tape. It comes in a strip like this. It is sticky on both sides. It's very thin and it is very sticky. So I'm putting my tear tape along the inner edge. Now if you don't have tear tape, you could use your Tombow, or you could use your tape runner. But I would lay a silicone mat under here when I did that because of these edges. And you only need a thin line of adhesive right around that inner edge, which you're going to see here very soon why I'm saying that. Because you're going to take your window sheet after you take this tear tape off, which sometimes it's a little harder to get a hold of that paper. There's a paper on there. And actually, I'm going to grab my pokey tool. And I'm going to grab a hold of that and lift it up. One person really had a problem getting theirs off in class without pulling the whole thing out. So you can get a hold of that with your pokey tool. And it is very sticky, as you can see. Stampin' Up! Does sell this tear tape. If you're going to make some shadow box, or this is another thing we use with these window sheets, is to make a shaker card. So I'm going to take my window sheet and line it up so it is covering the hole. So you see I have some room out around the edge. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is decide where we want our dragonfly. And our dragonfly is going to be stuck to the inside of that window sheet. Now, in order that we don't see the glue, we're going to put a dot of glue on our silicone mat. pick it up with the sponge. Now these Stampin' sponges come in like a big circle. They're round. They're like this big. I cut wedges out of mine, and I use them for sponging. That I also have started. I keep one just for this, for using with glue. So those stamping sponges, you can make them go a long way. You can put one of those little springy clips on it to hold onto it. And so there it is. You can't see the adhesive at all. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is pop this up. And I actually am not going to, these are called the foam, I think they're just called the foam strips. Here they are, foam adhesive strips. They come in a long sheet like this. There's a lot of them in the pack. I usually cut them in pieces to use them accordingly. But you don't need a solid line of foam strips for this particular method. If you were doing a shaker card and you had glitter and stuff in there, but you can see where I have just random around, trying to hit the corners and a little bit in the middle so that it's not caving. But you can make it go a little further. You can put them the whole way around if you want, but I'm usually on the conservative side. I think I want, and I did give you some of these, I believe, in your kit. You can cut them in smaller pieces if you'd like. Just use your regular scissors. I think I'm going to put a piece right there. And a small piece over here. Now, if I had this colored already, which I don't, and I'm not going to waste your time having you watch me color. I used the regular Stampin' Right markers for this when I colored it. You can use colored pencils. You can use the alcohol markers. You can use anything you want to color these. But you're going to tear those, take those adhesive covers off and just lay that right down on there and push around. You're going to fasten it onto the black, centered, and then onto the front of your card, and you're done. You have a beautiful card to give to someone. Okay, so our last card, we're stamping on this last card. And I want to take this moment to say welcome to Pam. Pam came Thursday night. It was her first time ever stamping, so she got a real experience into a lot of aspects of stamping for her first time, but let me tell you, she really did well with it. So, hi, Carol. Okay, so you and Sandy can get together on here and visit with each other. How about it? Okay, so this is from the Sweet Ice Cream bundle. This one also has a punch. And it has a variety of, we didn't use the punch for this one. The punch has the ice cream cone and the ice cream and the cone on it, but we didn't use that on this one. So my base is Gorgeous Grape. For this one, 5.5 by 8.5. And it's a little hard when you're standing up above this camera to see where those lines are. I use Bermuda Bay for my next layer. And then this strip is, I believe it's 1. This is 1 by 5.25. This is from the ice cream. Maybe I didn't cut this one quite long enough. But anyhow, I'm going to put it right there so you can just see the edges here. So hopefully I cut yours correctly. Oh no, it goes on the white. I missed a step, so This one goes on the white once you have it stamped. Now, I would wait until all the stamping is done to do this. So this piece is actually 1 by 5. You can get a lot of these out of your paper pack for the ice cream card or the ice cream paper. The tag, I used Hope It's Sweet. I used Blackberry Bliss ink, and I used this punch. And I looked up the name of it before I started the video, but now it's gone from my brain. So I do have a piece of white for the inside for this card. So I'm gonna show you how to do the stamping on the front. And for this one, I used a mat as well. This one really is a challenge to stamp. To get 4, excuse me, my nose is starting to run. Okay, so to get 3 popsicles and an ice cream cone across that card, spaced out and straight, is quite a challenge, but it can be done. So we are back to basic stamping now. I started on the left when I did my popsicle. You can start on either, and I would not recommend starting in the middle. So I'm going to start on the right this time and work over. Now this stamp has something dirty on it. This popsicle is 2 pieces. I guess the designers felt that was necessary, but there we go. There, that's off. Okay, so I'm going to start up here on the, and I'm going to stay pretty close to the edge. And I'm going to go down and up. And then the bottom half, you're going to take this curve here and go down to where it starts to curve at the top of your popsicle and line that up along the sides as best you can. Now, you're not going to always have these exactly the same size. So there we go. That came out pretty good. You have to be patient with this card because you do have to change colors of your ink a lot. So you're doing a lot of cleaning. But these cleaning, trying to remember what Stampin' Up calls these. They're like a thick, cushy, and when you get it, it's going to be a real light color, like purple, but it doesn't take long. That all washes out. It never comes completely clean again, but it does wash out, and so it's going to stay stained, but is wonderful for getting cleaning deep in the grooves and cracks and stuff. So I think we're going to go clear to the left now, and I used crumb cake. That was Blackberry Bliss. I don't know if I said that. We're going to go with crumb cake, and we're going to try to stay over to the left as much as we can. And we're going to stamp this popsicle again. Okay, so there we go. And then we're going to do one in Bermuda Bay right beside that one. And that one is a little crooked, but you know what? When someone gets this card, they're not going to critique it. We are our own worst enemies when it comes to criticism and critiquing our work. Crafts are not perfect. things. In fact, the stuff you buy in the store is not perfect. Look closely at some of the things that you buy. Okay, so there we go. And then we're going to do, I can close that one. We're going to do our ice cream cone next. And so I'm going to, whoops! Whoopsie, he stuck on my, I had it on backwards. Okay. That's going to be a mess to clean up, but that's okay. That's my problem. All right, so here we go. Is our ice cream cone. And then I got the dots instead of the sprinkles here, but that's okay. We're going to put some dots on there, and I used the same color. This is Calypso Coral. I didn't stamp off or anything, but because of the way that ice cream cone stamps, then it does have that light color in there that you can just use the exact same color. Okay, so next we're going to do the cone. I'm using crumb cake for the cone, and I came up a little bit so that I was filling in that white space there under the ice cream, but if you have some white space there, it's no big deal. All right, so then this is soft suede that we're gonna use the stamp the waffle part of that cone. And while we're here, we're gonna do a drip from that cone. So there we go. That ice cream cone has been out in the sun. It's starting to drip. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is our popsicle sticks. And I'm using crumb cake. You could use the soft suede as well. It does have a straight edge and a rounded edge. I put the straight edge up. And lastly, we're going to do our happy birthday, and I was bad. I didn't have that one ready on a block. You can angle that across. I used Blackberry Bliss. You can use whatever colors you would like. You could probably use the Bermuda Bay. You wanted something dark, so I'm going to grab the block that my flowers were on. This is a little bigger than what I need. There are some of those longer rectangle shaped blocks that work good for this. Okay, so I'm going to get my Blackberry Bliss now and go kind of angled across there. Okay, there we go. Now you'll take your, and where did mine go? Over here. You'll take your white and put it, your white top, put it down on here, put your ice cream paper across the bottom, put your tag on, and you're all done. Now I have a tiny smear of ink right there. So guess what? My tag is going to go right up there. You can put your tag anywhere. You could pop it up a little if you want. If you have some ribbon that you want to put around here. I could not get the Blackberry Bliss ribbon or the grape ribbon at the time that I was getting ready to do this card. So we don't have any ribbon on ours, but you could add some ribbon or even a strip of, a narrow strip of cardstock there if you wanted to dress this up a little bit. You could also put some bling on there, some little of the sprinkles or diamonds or something like that. So that is your third card. All right, so I want to show you, I did get my butterfly bundle in the mail. So I want to show you I'm going to close a couple of these ink pads so I don't get in them. And then I'll clean that up after. So this is some of the butterfly paper. And this butterfly bundle is going to be in the new catalog, except for the paper. The paper will not. So this paper, I believe, is available until the new catalog comes out. But it is available this month and next month while supplies last. So that is one thing that probably won't go on back order. I have not put this together at all yet, but this butterfly stamp is all one stamp. You punch these rubber pieces out of the center, and then your butterflies stay all in one piece. And of course, put your sticker on the back. Like I said, I haven't done anything with that. I'm getting ready to play with that here when I got caught up on a few other things. So this framelet here fits perfectly on your butterfly paper to cut out those butterflies. And then you can make your own butterflies when your paper is all. You just stamp this. You can stamp it in any color you want to, but probably I would stamp it in black and then color it in. So this butterfly paper, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 8 sheets of that paper. That works. Now I want to see something while we're at it. There are also small butterflies here and some framelets for them. I bet they are going to fit over some of these smaller butterflies. So you have these. I'm not sure what that is. We'll figure that out. There's some brick. There's another design, and then these butterflies, and these are detailed. So you can cut these out on vellum or a solid color paper to give you a fancier look. So I just did want to show you that. It's available now, but like I said, it is carrying over. You can buy it separately or as a bundle. There's also another pack of paper that comes with that. It's more like a light colored wood grain. I did not get that yet. I haven't seen it yet. Okay, so our next class is on Tuesday, April 6th and Thursday, April 8th, 10, 2, and 6. I'm sure we will be limiting class size again, so I just wanted to let you know that. I did send an email out. Our annual catalog will change out. May 3rd is the last date for our annual catalog that we're using now. That means the in colors, Rococo Rose, Terracotta Towel, Pretty Peacock, Seaside Spray, Purple Posy. Those will be leaving, so if you need any of those colors to complete a project, or if you just want some more of them before they go, now is the time to order them, because once it gets started close to the end, they will go away. They will be sold out. They don't guarantee that we'll have them until the very last day of the catalog. April Paper Pumpkin is orderable now. It has a picture of the popsicles. Ice cream on the front. It must be different shape cards the way the description sounds, and it could be used for children. There are 12 cards and envelopes in that. You have until April 10th to order that. The swap for March is due on Monday. I have a couple that are out, and I have heard from them, and they have plans to get them to me. So then I will sort them and let you know they're ready. Each person in that swap is going to get whole pack of the complete set of mini messages. So they're going to be in a variety of colors. I stamped and punched out 18 of those. So there are 19 greetings in that. You can use them on the next swap if you like, or you can use them on anything. The next swap, I'd like you to sign up by March 31st. That deadline for the swap is April 15th. That swap is the recycle. Now, or repurpose. You can cut off the whole front off of another card and put it in a card base. I don't like to see my used or completed things, or I have a whole box of pieces that are still good pieces, but I cut too many or whatever, or I have leftover pieces from paper pumpkins. So here are some of the things in my box that I can use on this repurpose card. I have a whole bunch of these that I stamped these on the wrong size. Cardstock. It happens. I make mistakes. You guys just don't always see them as much. I have these flowers that I made one time. I have strips of paper. I have some that I've run through embossing. So I'm going to use those. Some of those for my recycle swap cards. Your swap for April will be different cards. They will not be all the same card. So I guess that will make it a little harder to do, but don't make it hard. Just put some cards together. I'm sure you have leftover printed papers. Use them up. You can do just about anything with this. You can use calendars. You can use store-bought fronts of cards. And cut something out of it that you like with one of your punches or framelits. So I just wanted to go over again that don't be afraid of this recycle swap. The March challenge, I think there's only one person has entered it. So make and post and send a spring or Easter card using pastel colors. And you have until March 31st to do that. If you don't want to post it yourself, send it to me. Or if you can't post it, or if you're not on Facebook, send it to me and I will post it for you. I think that's all. This has gotten quite long, but the next video I do will probably be showing you the swap cards that we did for March. And I want you all to have a wonderful week. Enjoy all this nice sunshine, and I'll talk to you later.